Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Last week I had some complications. I was traveling in Florida, and the place I was staying at didn't have strong enough Wi-Fi for me to do a live stream. I found that out the last minute, so I'm sorry I didn't make it last week. For anybody that was trying to show up, I'm still on vacation now. I'm in Florida again, and so I put the pieces together, and I'm here and doing it. So thank you for everybody that joined in. Again, there is no cover charge to come in. All I ask is you just type in where you're from, and you could like the video or something. But looks like James showed up. James missed the last couple of weeks. Well, we almost blocked you, James, but we voted on it, and we decided to keep you in. So can everybody hear me out there? Because the audio on, I kind of got a whole new little setup. Jen from Miami showed up. Can you hear the audio here? Can someone give me a... Nico showed up from Mexico City. All right. Well, that's cool. I think there is a delay in the chats, but if you can't hear me, let me know so I can try to fix it. But anyway, so that's a few things. I was going to do a little bit of talking about meditation, but I was going to also let everyone know that I'm going to try to set up like a permanent room, like a Zoom room that would start at around 8 o'clock for meditation once a week. For the people that don't really want to hear my talk, you can just go straight to the meditation. So, all right, got Wilson from Massachusetts, the Boston area. All right, Jen says you can hear us, so that's good. James from Vancouver, Washington. All right, cool. Got Jane. All right, Jane from Vermont, maybe. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. So, yeah, I'm going to try to set up a Zoom, like permanent room that just meets, you go to the same link every time, every week. And so that way, if you don't want to hear the talk, if you just want to skip this and just go straight to the meditation, then that might work better for you. But that's going to be my intention. I'll try to have set up next week. If you come on, then I'll try to give that link out. And again, I may try to set up some kind of Facebook page too, or something to try to communicate a little better in case something like this happened last week. I know people tried to log on and they were expecting to do a meditation with the group, and I wasn't able to deliver that. So unfortunately, and I didn't really have a way to communicate. So I appreciate y'all being patient. I'm just trying to figure things out as I go along. So that's what's happening. But before we do the meditation, we do have, let's see here. Let me look this up. We've got a poll going on. Let's see here. We got a poll to see which meditation we're going to do. I got to get to it here to see what we put up. Hold on, just give me a second here. I'm not professional at all. All right, so we got synchronize your energy to love, synchronize your energy to abundance, synchronize your energy to a new life, space-time, time-space. Right now, space-time and time-space is in the lead, but we'll see at the end of the talk how this ends up. So, cool. All right, so let me get back to you guys over here. All right. So, also next week, I think that I'm going to be able to do the live stream. I'm going to be going to Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long retreat next week in Nashville. So I'll probably get tied up with that, but I might be able to do it. If I can, I will. If I can't, then I can't. So that's just what's going on with that. I don't know. Is anybody planning on going to Dr. Joe's event out there? Let me know, and come up and say hello if you see me over there. So, all right. Jane says she can now post on YouTube. Congratulations, Jane. You figured it out. I'm proud of you. All right. And so a couple things I was going to talk about. I had a lot of people reach out to me this week and tell them to come tune in on the live stream, and maybe it might help answer a lot of their questions. I don't claim to have all the answers on how to meditate, but I feel like what I do know more of is what not to do than what to do. I mean, what to do is always a discovery to figure out what it is that you need to do, and I've found that less is more. But and whenever you're trying to do something, you should probably just not try to do that, to make a long story short. So I feel like I said, I know more of what not to do than I do know what to do. And so that's kind of a different that's where I'm at with that. But I wanted to let everybody know that don't get caught up in the details of meditation or try to be perfect. I was talking with some people and they were like, what area of my heart should I be focused on when they meditate on their chakras or whatever it may be? And I tell them, you don't have to be overanalyze it, overthink it. It's just, if you're thinking of your heart area, it's just this area. Maybe you're not exactly right, but it's just this area. In here. And if you're thinking of your third chakra, it's just in this area. It doesn't have to be pinpoint surgically correct. I find that a lot of people get caught up in the details and they're looking for perfection, when really the perfection is just to care a little less. Not try so hard to be perfect on this. So quit being hard on yourself that you have to be perfect, because I don't think you have to be perfect. You just got to plug this thing up and let it do its thing. You don't have to do much of anything at all. And that's what I think people have a hard time understanding. So I just wanted to share that with you. Another thing I was going to say is I would say get rid of your preferences when you're meditating. Especially I find that some people get into a routine. And I don't think it's wrong to get into a routine, but like a routine of meditation, all right, before I meditate, I'm going to, I got to go put on these certain type of shoes, and I'm going to get my yoga mat, and like a whole checklist of things that need to happen in order to meditate. I would suggest just totally getting rid of that checklist of things that you would prefer to have when meditating. I mean, sure, you want to have uncomfortable clothes because you want to be comfortable. You want the air to be right, but don't get caught up on, well, I got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to do this. Those have nothing to do with the meditation. It has everything to do with you. And those are the things that are holding you back from meditation, is thinking that that's what you're going to need in order to be able to connect with the meditation. That's been my experience. So, let's see, I'm going to check in here. James says he's had some challenges. He's asking if I would be in Cancun. I don't know. I'm going to Nashville next week, and then after that, I'll figure out if I'm going to do another one anytime soon. So I did get a couple of questions this week from some people that I thought I would share with you. Maybe it'll resonate with you, maybe not. And we'll go through these, and we'll check back in on the meditation, and we'll get that going too. So again, if you're just showing up, there's no cover charge. All you have to do is just type in where you're from. And that's all you got to do. That's all we ask. Not a big deal. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. So, all right, let me put, let's see. This was a question. I'm not going to say who it was from, but this was one question that I got. Let's see if I can share this here and it'll show up. This might be too much information. Yeah, I think it's too much of a question, so maybe I'll just read it. The question I got was, one of the most important elements of mastering this meditation process is turning off the analytical mind. This makes sense and is scientifically backed. However, I need to make sure that meditating will have no impact on my analytical mind outside of the meditation itself. I would like my analytical mind to be a strength of mine. It is currently suffering, as brain fog is one of my symptoms. I simply need to make sure my analytical mind will not suffer in any way. Now, I can kind of relate to what he was asking for there. This was sent to me in an email this week, a guy looking for some answers. And I can kind of relate to what he was saying. And because before I started meditating, I was like, well, there's certain things about me that I feel like I'm losing control. Like, what if I start meditating and starts changing some things about me that I do like? But I could, and I want to hold on to that aspect of me, But one thing that I realized with meditation and going through over a year of it, of really connecting with the meditation, is that it knows exactly what to do. You don't have to worry about a thing. I've changed so much in the past year and a half. That I've been meditating. And all it does is just turn up the volume of all the good things, the qualities about yourself, and it turns down all the volume of the qualities of the bad things about yourself, to make a long story short. So you don't have to worry about it. I guarantee you that you would like to have the crappy things about you kind of go away, and the good things about you be turned up. So if you're very analytical and you like to use your brain a lot, it's going to do that. It's done it for me. I mean, I feel smarter just from meditating. I don't know if a lot of people would agree with me, but I feel smarter. So don't get caught up in that. Those are things that are just holding you back from meditating and actually making a change. Because I think when you meditate, people internally get scared that they start to think that, like, maybe they don't want to change. And so they're looking for reasons maybe not to do it, because they know there's a change coming, and they don't know what that's going to look like. You have to trust and believe this meditation is going to take you on a path that is going to make you in a much better place than you were before. I couldn't have painted a picture of where I am today, but I'm grateful for where I am today. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's almost like I shed my old skin and have moved on. I finally grew up in a lot of ways, a lot of different ways. And so, that's, I hope that answers that guy's question. Maybe that helps some people out there. Here's another question that he came up with. And we got two more. Then we'll see if anybody has any questions here. Then we'll get to the meditation. But, oh gosh, hold on. All right. So another question I got this week from someone else was, it is a good idea to escape the red root energy center, our survival mode, while when looking at my symptoms, it appears I have depletion in that center. And it may have been what caused my problem in the first place. And I need it so much in order to do what I like. Basically, I got this question. I guess I was going to share it with you. Just don't get caught up in the details. Quit worrying about stuff. Quit care. You got to start caring a lot less about things. You get so analytical with this stuff, and you think that you have to know all this theory. I mean, all this stuff in this question here it just sounds too fancy for me. The red root energy, and I'm not saying that that's wrong to describe it that way. It's just, don't get caught up in that stuff and holding on to that you have to fully understand that in order for this to happen. I'm telling you, once you hook up to the meditation, it knows exactly what you need, and it doesn't give you what you want. And so it'll give you exactly what you need, and so you're going to be taken care of. You don't have to believe in meditation in order for it to work. And so you don't have to understand anything about it. It's got to believe that it's going to work just as effectively for you as someone that studies all of this information. And brings up another point. When I was at a retreat, and when I first started having this meditation experience, I remember there were two women to the left and the right of me, and they were just jotting down notes. They were jotting down notes, and they had pages and pages of notes from this Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat. And I don't really take notes. I just don't do it. That's not what I do. I don't retain any more information if I do take notes. As a matter of fact, I probably lose. I lose my place. I don't retain as much. I do better by just listening and absorbing. So we went through a meditation, and these women were all very proud that they knew all this theory and all that. I'm not knocking them in any way. But they had all this information. We went into a meditation, and my body started convulsing. And then we got done, and they were like, please, you've got to, they're like begging me, you got to tell me how to do this. And this has just started happening for me at this first retreat I went to. And so I was still trying to figure it out myself. But the only thing that hit my brain is they had all these stacks of paper there with them. And they were sitting there holding on to them. And they were like, please tell us how to get to that place. We've been trying to do this for a long time. And I said, well, I don't know exactly how to do it, but I could tell you the answer is not in those notes that you've got. You're not going to get into a meditation and go, hold on, wait, I think I'm seeing something here. Let me refer back to page 7 of my notes. That is not what's going to happen. This information that's out there, Dr. Joe Dispenza's books, people ask me which book you should read. I think they're all really good. I would just suggest that let you know that that's just information. And it's information for you to understand, for you to be able to make it okay to be let go and connect with the meditation. So you can believe in it yourself and go, okay, it's fine for me to let go because now I have an understanding of this. But you don't have to know that information in order to connect and receive the benefits of meditation. So anyway, I thought I would share that with you. Hope that makes sense. And once again, it is awkward talking on the internet when no one's here. Well, you get no feedback there. All right, so All right, so one more thing that I questioned that I got that I haven't really talked about too much was a guy asked me, like, how do you stay present within a meditation? And again, you have to start caring a lot less. You have to dial down the volume of the past, of what's happened in your past. And then you have to dial down the volume of the anxiety of what you're thinking of in the future. And you don't have to overthink it. Just turn it down right there. That's it. That's all you have to do. It takes that amount of time. Just shut it off. Shut it off and turn it down. And just stay right here. Quit caring about what's happening in the future. Quit caring what's already happened in the past. So that's really what you do. You can make it hard on yourself. It's as easy as that, but you can also make it hard on yourself. So just try to make it easy, I guess. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? I've been kind of rambling on, just spitting off some stuff here. Does anybody have any questions out there in the YouTube world? Again, we've got a poll going on. If you haven't seen it, let's see where we're at. We've got a poll of, it looks like space-time, time-space is in the lead at 36%. We aren't quite finished with the talk yet, so we'll check back in with it. But so if anybody has any questions, right now would be a good time to ask. It doesn't matter if it's been asked before or just whatever. So let's see. Future. James says, I'm going to have to put it up on the screen so I can read it. Did you picture your future in as the 3rd and 4th weeks of changing the habit of being yourself meditations? Yes. So basically, when I kind of, I think what you're trying to get at, James, I'm kind of reading between the lines, but yes, when I'm looking to manifest some things, I spend some time at the beginning of the meditation, envisioning myself in the future as if it's already happened. And I get excited about that, as if, like, I've just opened up a present and that present came out and I'm excited to get it. Like, that's the feeling that I try to have when I'm there. So whatever it is that I'm trying to manifest. And I don't force anything. Nothing, for me, nothing's a big deal. Nothing's ever, even when it's a big deal, nothing's a big deal. That's what works for me. I try to share that with other people, but I don't try to force something in the future. I just go, all right, well, I kind of daydream about what that would look like, my future self, and I would start to take on the feelings of opening up that present as if it just happened then. So I spend some time doing that before meditations, and then I just let it go, and I just go into the meditation, let the meditation do what it does. Do I have the right answers on exactly how to do that for everyone? No, I think you kind of have to play with things and see what works for you. Everyone's different. Everyone's experiences are different. But like I said, I can tell people more of what not to do than I can tell them of what to do, because what maybe works for me doesn't necessarily always work for somebody else. But, you can hear my ideas, other people's ideas and strategies that work, and you play with those a little bit. But anyway, all right. I hope that answers your question, James, and thanks for joining us. All right, so there's a question, I think a question from Jane. To make more space in your heart, where have you evolved to with that awareness? I'm sorry, Jane, I don't quite fully understand the question. It's probably me. To make more space in your heart, where have you evolved to with that awareness? So I think maybe what you're saying is to make more space in my heart. I did have a revelation maybe at the last retreat that I went to, was I realized that my heart was, to make a long story short, I realized that I had this small space, where I was just shoving a lot of love in there. And I thought that because I was shoving a lot of love in there, I was like, oh, it's full. But I realized what I could have is I could have a much bigger container of love, and then I could actually store more love in there. And I came to that realization. And for the first time in my life, it may sound silly to a lot of people, but I've just probably carried around a small little space of how much love to put in there, but I need to carry a bigger case. And I'm capable of that, to be able to keep putting more love in and hold a lot more love for myself and for other people. So I'm hoping that answers your question. Wilson has a question. Have you ever experienced intense emotions such as shame and fear during your meditations? If so, what is your experience with navigating those feelings? So, yeah, totally. Meditation is not all, riding on a cloud and on a magic carpet ride and getting done and being happy. I mean, you're cleaning out old emotions a lot of times. There's things that come up that you don't want to see, and you've been pushing them down for a long time. So when they do come up, you just have to tell yourself, don't try to abort the meditations when they come up. This is when people typically get out of the meditations. You want them to come up. They're like big fish. You got one on the hook, and this is your body. You're starting to deal with it. So what you want to do is when they come up, just don't engage with those thoughts. Don't wrestle with them. So just sit there and just look at them as if there's just something on the screen, kind of like a horror movie, and you go, it's really not that scary. I don't really care. Don't start getting wrapped up in reliving the past or expecting what the future is. That's not staying in the present moment, and you're going back to the past and pulling out those emotions of resentment or whatever it is, and you're just feeding that emotion that's going on there. What you want to do, this is where you're starting to rewire your brain. When those things come up, you're trying to get out. You have to let them go by just sitting there and going, look at that. It's kind of messed up. Look at those thoughts. Those are terrible thoughts. Just look at them going, that's some thoughts. No big deal. They may be bad, they may be crappy, they may have happened to you in the past, but they're not happening now. You're sitting typically on a couch in your living room or wherever it is. You're probably in a safe spot. So don't worry about those emotions of you say shame and fear and things like that. That's not uncommon. That means you're on the right track. Keep doing it. Those things are supposed to come out, and it's not always going to be pretty, but once you get those out, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to start sleeping a lot better. You're going to start seeing real positive results. You're going to start having much better, more positive experiences with your meditation. So I hope that makes sense. Does anybody else have any questions? Jane says read above. I'm trying. Maybe, Jane, we could talk after the meditation. I'm sorry I didn't quite understand the question. So it was probably more me than it was you. And my system here is not showing me too much above, so I'm sorry about that. All right, so let's check in and see. It's about almost 8 o'clock Eastern time, so let's check in and see where it looks like as of right now we're doing space-time, time-space. So if you don't know what it is, you'll figure it out when we're done with it. And all right, so Jane has a question. I think. Okay, Jane, is it all right if we talk after the meditation? I want to go ahead and get to the meditation before it gets too late, and so let's do that. If y'all just hold tight right there. Let me set up the Zoom call, and I'm going to share the link with everybody. Again, just make sure you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe to the channel. I'm going to come right back in just about 1 minute with a link to the Zoom call. We'll all go over there. We're going to meditate. This meditation, I think, is probably about an hour. It might be a little bit more. I'll tell you once I get over there, once everybody gets over there. And I'm about 90% sure you don't have to lay down on this one, but don't hold me to it. I was supposed to figure that out, and I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that you don't have to lay down. Yeah, there is some breath work in this one, I'm pretty sure as well. All right, so let me get over to the Zoom. Just 1 second, everybody.
Recording in progress.
All right. All right. All right. James is asking if I'll be a volunteer. No, I'm just going to be a customer. All right, here's the link. And just make sure when you come into the Zoom call, make sure you mute your microphone so we can just listen to the meditation. And what we're going to do is everybody log in over there. We're going to give it about 5 minutes in case anybody needs to use the restroom or whatever they got to do. And I can kind of shut down some lights over here and get myself ready. So we're going to give it about 5 minutes. Let me make sure people are getting in over there. Hold on. All right, Nico's in, so that link must be working. All right, the link's working. So it's right now it's 7:57 my time. So 8:02 we'll come back here and get started. So if anybody needs to use the restroom, right now is a good time to do it. I'm gonna leave the live stream up, and all right, we'll see y'all in just a minute. Looking forward to it.